Okay, we are live. We did it. It's happening. I'm waiting for people. Madison, hello. Oh, we have 3 people. You guys want to meet my new kitty? I think I'm going to name him Slime. I rescued him today. He hears the dog out there. He keeps sniffing and rubbing on my ring light stand. There you go, Bubba. So if everything falls down during the live, that's because he's rubbing on it. Okay, are you okay? Good. But I love him. He's so sweet. Hi, Yasmin. Oh, dude, I miss you too, man. Yeah, I got a cat. Today. I wasn't planning on it. It's a long story, but he needed a home. And I've been wanting to get a kitty for a minute, and I just couldn't bring myself to go get one. I was like, I don't know. Cats are so hit or miss too. You never really know how they're gonna act around you till you get them home. They could be total assholes. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's just sitting on the ground next to me. He's like a puppy. They could be assholes or they could be really sweet and you don't know. So I was hesitant, and I was like, the right opportunity will come up if I'm supposed to get a cat. And I met this little guy today, and he needed a home. It's my cat that I got a cat today, for anyone who just tuned in. I just realized that if you weren't here for the first, 3 seconds of the live, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. I got a kitty. That's what I'm talking about. Hi, Bubba. Oh, my gosh. Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, my gosh. He's letting me rub his belly. I think he's a dog. I think he's actually a puppy. Look at this little man. Look at him. Can you see him? He's so sweet. I think I'm gonna name him Slime. It just came to me and it feels right, but really open to name suggestions at this point. I'm mostly just calling him Kitty. He's so cute. But yeah, hey you guys, welcome to the next the second episode installment of this what are we calling this? The Fresh Start series, where I interview, call him Yasmin. Okay. Do you want to be called Yasmin? He seems unsure, but we'll circle back to that. The second installment of the Fresh Start series where John Whiskers, that's cute. The second, oh my god, so many things going on today that I wasn't prepared for. This is the second installment of the Fresh Start series where I play my most recent single and I interview fellow SBBs about their own life, love, and pursuit of confidence. I ask about any fresh starts that have happened in their lives that got them to be the sensitive bad bitches that they are today. And today we're going to learn about my girl Velvet's Edge, aka Kelly Henderson, or Kelly Henderson, aka Velvet's Edge. Whichever way you know her. She is a badass, sensitive bad bitch, boss, emotionally intelligent, fellow Enneagram 4 woman. Oh, we need to get Debria on here. What's up? You can absolutely be on the show, Debria. You guys, if you don't know who Debria Love is, you'll be introduced to her through my next music video coming out. So get ready for that. So many exciting things to talk about, you guys. But yeah, get ready to learn about how Kelly became such an incredible, sensitive bad bitch here in the next few minutes. But it wouldn't be a Fresh Start session if I didn't play you guys my latest fresh single of the month. This month it's Sober. I released it on New Year's Day because it just felt like a fitting day to release a song called Sober. The song is about how being in love with the wrong person or the wrong time, if you believe in that, can be a lot like being drunk. You it might be a bad idea. You might regret it in the morning. You can only hope that you don't wake up to a disaster, but in the moment when you're in it, you just want to dive deeper into that feeling. And so the song Sober, it felt fitting for waking up on New Year's Day, knowing a lot of people were not going to be excited to be sober. I think that day is a really good metaphor for what the song is about and how it feels. So I'm going to play that for you guys. My cat is making sounds underneath me. Oh, he's just sitting under the chair. Why are you so perfect? What should I call you? I don't know what to call him. I don't know what his energy is. He just gives off this perfect energy, and I don't know what to call him. But let me play Sober for you guys, and then we can get to the fun part. We can start talking to Kelly. I'm stoked. I ran out of hairspray right before this, so I'm going to be like patting this side of my head a lot because I wanted the bun to be a lot smoother. I wanted to give myself, that like budget facelift with it, but it didn't happen because I ran out of hairspray. So I don't want to talk about this. Anyway, you guys should we sing Sober? Sing along. Grab a drink. Grab a friend. Grab some tissues. I don't know. This is the single of the month. Tell me if I need to turn the track up or down or anything. I've been thinking, what an unfortunate circumstance. Go together so good it could never last. But baby, even if it could, what's the fun in that? Would rather savor every kiss like it is our last. Cause it could be our last time I fell in love. It did me in, messed me up. The last girl you fell in love with had her issues. You got sucked in, so you never ever go there again. I don't blame you cause I am where you've been. Still I'm tripping on the taste of your lips. I don't wanna say goodbye before the night. We're not gonna cry about it, just gonna pour some wine about it. I'm gonna need some closure, but right now I need you closer. I waited my life to find this, and now it's just messed up timing. So promise me when it's over, you'll think of me when you're sober. Oh, when you're sober. Yeah, what an unfortunate circumstance. We started off so strong, now we're stepping back. Cause I got in over my head, started panicking. Cause I know I'm really not ready now to meet my last. But you could be my last time I fell in love. It did me in, messed me up. And the last girl you fell in love with had her issues. You got sucked in, so you never ever go there again. I don't blame you, I'm the worst with this shit. Still you're tripping on the taste of my lips, and I don't wanna say goodbye, so we're not gonna cry about it. I'm just gonna pour some wine about it. I'm gonna need some closure, but right now I need you closer. I waited my life to find this, and now it's just messed up timing. So promise me when it's over, you'll think of me when you're sober. Oh, when you're sober, and it's over, and we're sober. Yeah. That's Sober. She said, belting along with you, girl. Oh my God, I wish I could hear that so badly. But yeah, that song is out now, in case you're not hip. I was gonna say hip to the haps. In case you're not up to date on the happenings over here. That song is out, and you should go listen to it for me. Y'all have been so amazing this last month, by the way. I posted a video of myself crying on TikTok, and to Play With Me, my song, if you're not familiar. And y'all blew it up, and my streams on that song and Sober have been going up like crazy this month, and it's insane. And I just wanted to make sure before I forget to live in person, whatever, say thanks for that. It's a great month to be a sensitive bad bitch, and I appreciate y'all accepting my vulnerability with open arms and supporting the music. I can't think of a better month to interview my girl Kelly, talk about all the sensitive bad bitch stuff. Let's get her on. Hello.
Hi, friends. How are
Turn
you?
this up so I can hear you. I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. You look lovely.
Oh, you too. Even without the hairspray, you look beautiful.
I'm really upset about it. First of all, the amount of hairspray I go through can't be good for the environment. And it's really, maybe this is God telling me like, hey,
Cut back.
cool it. It's become like my quarantine hairdo, I think. Like I don't have energy for anything else. So I just like.
I mean, at least you have a quarantine hairdo. The fact that I actually did my hair today was a big thing for me.
Really? I was going to say, do you not? Because this looks fine.
It had to come out of the woodwork a little bit, but no, I'm in sweats every day. I never do my hair and put on makeup anymore.
Is it like messy bun usually? Because you're one of those women I picture that somehow have the talent of like throwing on a messy bun and it like looks how it's supposed to look. That's just what.
I hope that that's what happens, but I'm not quite sure it's as good as you're making it out to be. But it's usually just like get out of my way, throw a hat on, try
you
to
give off like cute messy bun energy, and I just want you to know that, even if you don't have it.
I really appreciate that.
I'm just saying. Well, oh God, I just took a screenshot. I'm 75 years old. I was late to start this live because I couldn't figure out how to attach Bluetooth on my laptop.
I'm so bad with that stuff too. Everyone was like, they told me to just request to go live with you, and I was like, wait, how do I do that?
They're like, excuse me, do what? I remember the first time I did it like a week ago too, and I was like, how? I was like panicking because they were like, are you gonna go? And I'm like, I don't know how.
Yeah.
So it's a miracle that we're here
really
right now. I think between the two of us. Oh my God, we've only spoken a few times, and I feel like there's just so many similarities. I already closed my notes book, but I'm so excited to talk to you for my second Fresh Start series live. There's so many things about you that just truly embody sensitive bad bitch. It was so fun to talk to you about it on your podcast. Gosh, was it like a month ago now?
I think so. I don't even know what time is it anymore.
I don't know.
But yeah, I feel like the second we started talking, we realized how much we are just wired so similarly.
It was, and then as soon as we, which I wanted to ask like preliminary questions or whatever, but I just feels fine to mention now. Literally, as soon as we like ended like the interview portion, you were like, "Are you an Enneagram 4?" And I was like, "I was gonna ask you the same thing." Like instantly, which I'm sure one of your favorite parts of being an Enneagram 4 too is that like it's a very rare type. It's the most rare Enneagram type or whatever,
which we love as it
makes us very happy. But like I feel like when I do meet another 4, like I know
immediately.
Well,
like no one else who can really I feel like appreciate the emo part of the 4 and just the ups and downs and what it really takes to show up every day and kind of get through life with all those emotions.
To lead your life like from a like objective, like rational place over just like feelings. Like I feel like doing this.
Yeah, when you just said rational, I was like, what? Do you ever actually do that? Because I can't. It's just not how my life works.
Really, I feel like you have to just like push through sometimes to like do the practical. That's the word I was looking for. Ration. Let's not talk about it. But to do the practical things in life. It's very interesting. Oh, someone said, what is that? See, I jumped too far. I was just so excited to talk more to you about being the Enneagram 4. Everyone, please go take the Enneagram test if you haven't taken it. Please find out your number. It's just like a personality type system that like personally changed my life and made me feel so like seen as a human. But yeah, so we're the same person.
Yeah.
For the people, I feel like you're a very multifaceted, badass woman that I'm not sure exactly even how to like intro you. Most of the people on here are here because they follow you, not me, so it's kind of unnecessary. But how would you describe like who you are and what you do to people?
I'm curious if you have like a sentence for this or
Yeah.
not.
I mean, I've had to really think about that because I kind of fall into the category of maybe jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
I've like taken on a lot of different jobs in my life. The main job I've had is being a hair and makeup artist and stylist in the country music industry. And I've been doing that for about 15 years. But after I started doing that, I really realized, like it's a creative job, but it wasn't fulfilling my creative need completely. And so I started Velvet's Edge as just a side project after a really bad breakup that I needed to like get myself off the couch and have something to do. So it was kind of my place that I would start.
Oh no, you froze. Oh no. It's probably my Wi-Fi's fault if we're being real. Kelly, where'd you go? I'm gonna shut off my. I don't know.
Emotional beauty and inner beauty and just those aspects of life and kind of tying it all together. I'm really into the whole picture of what beauty actually is, both the velvet and the edge of life.
Okay, I need you to back up a little bit because you just cut out for a solid 15 seconds. And it sounded like you just wrapped that up so beautifully. And I don't know if anyone else saw it, but I want to make sure that I hear it. Where did you end up cutting out? Styling, you weren't fulfilled. You started Velvet's Edge as a side project after a bad breakup.
Yes.
Go.
That's it? Good God. I just had that thing where you're on the phone talking to a friend. You think they're still there. They hung up. You talk forever.
You're like pouring out your heart and then you stop and you're like,
I really gave it to you guys.
I'm so sorry. You can give the half-assed version this time. Hopefully people got it.
The summary basically of that is it's just that I started Velvet's Edge as kind of just a place for inspiration. It's completely evolved into something totally different. I have a podcast now where I'm able to talk to people like you and really connect on like the inner beauty level and just the EQ versus the IQ. I'm so fascinated with why we do what we do and just people in general. I love connecting. And so that's sort of where it's evolved, just both the velvet and the edge of life is what I always say to people. It's just, I'm really looking into all of that at all times.
Oh, I love that. And you have this phrase, the Velvet Disco Queen.
Yes.
Thing. I saw you posting about it the other day in the description, and it's very sensitive bad bitch-esque. And I want to tell you why I love that so much. And like, I kind of think it's important. Like, I know it feels very much like, this is my brand, this is how we describe it. But I think verbiage like that and making it popular is important because through social media and the way that, like, I don't know, everybody, like, is pressured to like present themselves and brand themselves these days. Like we come up with this terminology, like you're constantly trying to find out what category you fit in. Like for me, the sensitive bad bitch thing is like, oh, everybody wants to be a bad bitch. Like I don't feel like I fit into that category. Yeah. I'm sensitive and I feel like that disqualifies me. Let me just put these words together and now like I'm qualified. And the Velvet Disco Queen is so like, I feel like if you identify with that, like you know exactly what that means.
Yeah, I mean, I loved when our first conversation on my podcast really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, which I find so amazing about you is that you're so young and you're already kind of understanding who you are with this, because I have tried for so many years of my life to be the boss and the bad bitch, and I just never fully registered with that. Like some of that is me and I work really hard and I'm super driven and I have lots of goals, but on the flip side, I wake up every morning and I'm kind of like, what mood am I going to be in today? Because I just feel so deeply. And it's taken me a really long time to get comfortable with that about myself. Like, I think I tried for so many years to pretend like I didn't feel that way or that I wasn't wired that way. And I was like everyone else and I could just go out there and like take over the world. And I'm realizing now that I can, but it's not going to be through striving. It's going to be through connecting and really owning the power of the way that I feel everything. Like there's so much power in that, and you just
I love that.
Have to embrace it.
I love that not through striving, but through connecting. Like I feel like so many people make it about like, it's about the grind. It's about like, I never stop and I shut off my emotions and I just go and like, I want to see myself as a boss. I'm running a business as an artist. Like, but I don't relate to that mindset whatsoever. And I wanted to ask you because you very much, I think, by definition, are like a boss ass bitch, you know? Like you're very like you very much like are running shit. You've built so many things from the ground up for yourself. How do you balance that like kind of pressure to like be on the grind, and if you're gonna be a boss, you gotta do it this way, versus like being a person who feels a ton and is led by that? Like how do you connect through that like pressure and that like go 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 mentality?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think for the purpose of life, the pandemic has helped me a lot with that, because right before all of this happened, I was in that place of striving and just kind of neglecting myself completely. I felt like, on the outside, maybe life looked like it was working a lot, and I was on a TV show and I had this podcast, and like everything looked really good. And like I remember people, they kept messaging me like, wow, like Velvet's Edge is just like blown up, you're killing it. And internally I felt so ick every time people would say that, because while that may have been true numbers wise, like it didn't feel fully true to me. It just felt like I was trying to create something that I've seen done, that other people have done, that just became the model for like how to be a blogger or an influencer or whatever you call that. And so this pandemic hit, and then like I had some other stuff go down with the show that I was on, and that completely blew up and was awful and was not a representation of me, but I had no control over it. And it as hard as it was, and it was truly like maybe one of the hardest times of my life, it kind of set me back into, wait a second, you're not wired the same as these people that you're trying to be like, or that thing that you're trying to do. Like this isn't going to be how you do it, because that's not true to who I am. And so I think I'm like really actually just now starting to kind of move back into that place and understand who I am and what I can bring to the table that's different than what I see out there, what's kind of programmed into us as success.
Yeah, it seems like it's about, just based on the way that I see you do it and the way I'm trying to figure it the heck out, is like it's about really making your own rules at every turn, like based on who you are. Because people,
Absolutely,
I found like being in entertainment, social media, and all of that, like people really make you think there's like a set of rules that you have to follow. Like I don't know why it's thing, like once they get to a certain point, like now I have to make it look like I have it figured out, and like if you want to do this, you got to do it this way, and I've got it. And like every time I listen to that, I that's when I get off course. When I try and follow somebody else's rule book, I'm like, I don't think there really is any rules to this, guys. I think it just, you got to kind of go based on who you are and then like tailor it to yourself. So that's really good advice. And I like that that's your approach to it, and answering it from an honest place, because I get worried when I ask questions of people like that, and they're like, well, here's how you do it. And I'm like, oh shit.
yeah, right.
Maybe
If there was a rule, I would for sure follow it. I mean, I totally would, because I like to have things mapped out and I want it to be easy. But the thing that I've really embraced this past year, especially, is just waking up every day and kind of letting my feelings and life navigate my purpose, and accepting that, some days I'm going to be really great and really on, and some days I'm not. And that's okay. Like, I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to be all of these things. And the thing that really, for me, that I've noticed registers with people is authenticity and just owning who you are. And like, I think about, especially like in a position like yours, the artists that I'm attracted to, that I'm drawn to, they're just authentically themselves, because you feel that, and I think, to me, if I can do that, like if I can embrace myself and find ways to connect with people through my authentic self, that's going to be success, regardless of the numbers, regardless of like what that looks like from the outside.
Yeah. Like, don't hear that, everybody. Don't be freaking fake, okay? Don't be fake. That's just like, when in doubt, like, don't be fake.
Ain't nobody got time for fake,
For real. And piggybacking on kind of what you were saying about how you feel like recently you're coming into this balance and leading like from where you're at every day. I have to ask you specifically, do you feel like there's a fresh start in your life? And you mentioned the show and stuff like that. which I discovered you from the first season of that show, and then I kind of
Oh,
fell off.
really?
But you're the only person I'm honestly, like when the opportunity to come on your podcast came up, like I didn't even think, I was like, oh, she's that cool girl from the show I watched. I was like, yeah, and then we have all these people in common and whatever, but that was my first taste of you, and I loved you. But ADD. Nothing I was gonna ask. So like I had to come clean about that. I don't know. Is there a specific thing that you would consider a fresh start in your life that's gotten you to the place that you're at now mentally with your confidence and your drive to like share that with other people?
God, I mean, I actually was thinking about this question before we got on, and I was thinking how many fresh starts I've actually had now. You know, I'm 38. And so if you haven't had a bunch of fresh starts in your 20s, especially, I mean, I don't know. I think everyone has, but I think my biggest fresh start probably came, I was engaged when I was 30, and 3 months before the wedding found out that he had been cheating on me. And so I called off the wedding, and it was awful. I mean, I can talk about it very freely and easily now, but it was definitely like the darkest time of my life. And it was publicly embarrassing. You know, we'd already sent out save the dates, all of that stuff. And so you just think your life is over. And I think that experience, like, you know, in hindsight now, I can look back, and although it was the hardest time of my life, it's definitely shaped me into the person I am, and that I really dug deep after that. Like, I didn't jump back into a relationship. I just spent a lot of time with myself and realized how I had lost myself in that relationship too. And that was something I never wanted to do again. So I was able to really build a foundation of tools and things that I still use today to really try to stay true to myself, and to also know that, like, no matter what I go through, I'm going to be okay. Ultimately, you know, like, this too shall pass. Yeah. Tough. I mean, this last year has been tough, I think, for everybody, but I just know, like, my resiliency is going to get me through, and I will get back to whatever I'm supposed to be doing at any time, no matter what the circumstance or how hard the hardship is that I go through. So it's given me a lot of confidence to know that, you know, like, I have to obviously go through all the feels because I'm a 4, but and once I get past that and to the other side of that, I'm going to come back stronger and better than I was before. So
yeah, I feel like it's always, this is definitely in me. Not that I look forward to moments like that in my life, like cheating, breaking off engagement types things. No, but when I find myself in those situations, there is a part of me that is kind of like, all right, we're about to grow. Like, let's go, you know? I'm like, sucks right now. This really sucks. But I'm going to be better. I'm going to be more confident. I'm going to find clarity through this. Like, I don't know if you can teach someone to, like, get excited when they go through hardships, but I feel like I learned that from my last breakup, because it was just like my first very serious relationship.
Yeah.
To come out of it, and then, like, and I similarly, like, thought I was going to marry this dude, like, really felt like the world was over. And then there just came a day when I realized I'm okay. And it was like, because the growth happens whether you have that feeling and you're like, all right, time to grow, or not. Like, it just happens. You're forced into those circumstances. And I was not trying to grow. I was like, we're supposed to be together. What the heck is happening? But one day you wake up and you're like, wait, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm better than I was before. I didn't think I was going to get through that, but, like, now I'm through it. It changes your whole perspective going forward. I'm never going to handle a breakup or a relationship the same way, because, like, I'm like, oh, now I know I can go through this and be okay. So
absolutely. And no one wants the pain, right? Like, I always do the most that I can to avoid all the pain that I can. But ultimately, pain is what changes me. And so I've tried to maybe get a little better about leaning in when I'm going through the pain, and knowing exactly what you said. On the other side of it, when I actually get through it, I'm just going to be so much better. And I always end up liking myself more, you know, like, because of the person that I become through it. So it's not for nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes.
That's okay.
I'm very. I don't want to miss out on any like nuggets of information. Okay, we're talking about life, love, and the pursuit of confidence for anyone who just tuned in. I want to talk about confidence with you specifically. You exude confidence in a very vulnerable way. Yeah, you're welcome. I like you.
Wow, that's amazing to hear. Thank you.
It's like I think people often think that like to be vulnerable and confident at the same time, like those things don't go hand in hand. I think both of our missions as people is to kind of show the world like, no, like it takes so much confidence to be vulnerable. Your peak confidence when you're like sharing your heart. What's your, I don't know, like do you have any tricks for that? Like ways that you kind of come back to that headspace when you're feeling not confident?
I mean, it's so tough because, there's a lot of times, especially when you're putting yourself out there publicly, that you just really grapple with self-doubt. I mean, it's just the exposure of it is something that I can't ever really explain to people not in that position or just even put into words. But, I've dealt a lot, even sometimes with exposure shame. Like I get put out in ways that I'm just like, oh, it's just like you want to just crawl in a hole and die.
Yeah.
But the thing that I've like just learned over the years is that we are who we are, and the more that I just lean into all of that stuff, it's just the more feedback I get, and the more I actually get what I want, which is connecting with people and feedback from them and hearing their stories, and that gives me the confidence to keep going when people share with me too, or when they would say like, oh my God, thank you for saying that because I'm going through that exact same thing. And that really helped me to hear about someone else going through it. Like, I think we just on Instagram and social media, a lot of times just put out this fake version of our lives. It's like the best day or these pictures that look so perfect. And that's just not reality. So I don't know. My mom used to always say, like, don't compare your insides with other people's outsides. And so that's just something that has really stuck with me through the years, that when I start to go down that rabbit hole, I just try to remember who I am and what I actually can bring to the world. And I think one of the things that I'm leaning into is my ability to be vulnerable and connect. And that isn't as easy as it sounds, and I don't think that a lot of people can do it. And so if I keep doing it and it helps other people to do it, then I'm just going to keep doing it.
I think we talked about this before on your podcast, how like your vulnerability is your superpower.
Yes.
It's just such a cool thing to remember. And I like want to encourage people to think about like, what's your emotional superpower? Like maybe not everybody's called to be like radically vulnerable in front of people, but maybe other people are like called to be like radically positive or radically freaking, I can't think of any other words, but I feel like everybody can find like that like emotional superpower that helps them be confident and like encourages other people.
Yeah, I love that idea. I never thought about that as a challenge, but everyone does have something, right? And so like accepting what your thing is and what you're bringing to this world, like I mean, when you just said the positive, my boyfriend is super positive and he has such a good attitude about life, and that's not me.
I'm dark.
I wake up some mornings and I'm just like, wah, wah. I'm like Eeyore,
Yeah. I feel
like that's a superpower that he has, and the more I lean into it, the more it helps me and everyone else in our lives. And I just think we're all here for a specific reason, and so whatever your reason is, just lean into it.
Yes. What Enneagram number is your boyfriend?
He's a 1, so he's the perfectionist.
Oh, yeah. I was about to be like, he's the perfect one. Okay.
Yeah, he's the perfect one.
What's that like as a 4, which is the individualist, dating a 1? Because I feel like we are not necessarily prone to like everything has to be perfect. It's more like everything has to be real.
Well, right. And so, yeah, imagine our conversations, because I'm just like, that doesn't matter.
Coming from completely different places. You're like, but it's authentic. He's like, no, but it's
like, this needs to be done this way. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely brings us to these, we come to head a lot, but also I think we challenge each other to grow in those those different areas. Like
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't necessarily tap into the more emotional, vulnerable side of himself without me forcing him to. And I couldn't really probably get my shit together and do a lot of the stuff that I do if he didn't challenge me that way. So I think it really kind of works together. And the more I've tried to like just say, you know, I'm not going to try to change him into being the way I am, and he's not going to try to change me into being who he is, but we can help each other to grow. It's helped a lot.
I think that's cool. I think the balance, like, I value balance, like, so much in my life. I've almost found that, like, when I walk into a room, my personality or the vibe I give off is a little different depending on, like, the vibe of the room. Like, I feel like it's my responsibility to balance out the energy wherever I'm at. And, like,
Yeah.
that you can just, like, give off whatever you want to give off. But that's been, like, an interesting thing for me to learn. So I love that. I love that you guys have that.
I'm dying laughing because someone said it means he reloads the dishwasher after we do it. And that's been a huge argument for us. Oh, it's a thing.
I have to say that, but I won't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been in that situation before. Not dating one, but
Oh,
like, the dishes
funny.
I did the mundane task of the dishes. Like, that should be enough, right?
No, the dishwasher's loaded, dude. Like,
I've been sitting in my feelings for 10 minutes. I could have been
I'm exhausted.
I could have been crying, but I'm doing the dishes. Why does it matter?
Yeah.
They're in there. That's hilarious.
So
Okay.
true, though. It's so true.
Oh my God. Okay, I want to ask you some rapid fire questions before we. But first, I wanted to let everyone know that we are, in honor of this live and stuff, we're making a donation to the Community Foundation to help those affected by the Christmas Day bombing. And I just wanted everyone to know that I'm going to post a link in my story after this. I think you'll do the same. And please go donate. If you watch this, just to, you know, do something good for people. It's two Nashvillians on here that you're watching, and our city's really hurting for sure. So
yeah, I mean, our city has been through it. You know, right before the pandemic, we had the tornado. So all the small businesses here have really taken such a big hit. It's like a tornado took out half of our city. Then we had the pandemic of 2020, which just was so tough on business anyway. And then now we have this downtown bombing that took out a bunch of businesses. So if you guys can go help, I mean, I've become very passionate about it as another, you know, business owner. It's just tough right now. And so if we can help out, even if it's $5, just go help.
$2. Even
Whatever
if
you can give.
afford to give, but you can share the link so that maybe someone who can give sees it. Like, that's a big deal too. So aside from just giving, like, if anyone wants to share this link after I post it, that would be really great. Yeah, Nashville's been through the ringer this year.
Yeah.
The world has, America has, but we've had a little extra.
A little extra.
In there. It's been really great for the mental health. But we appreciate you guys tuning in and hopefully donating. Let's ask you answer some rapid fire questions, and then I'll let you yourself. The first thing I want to know from you is, what is the best and or worst advice you've ever received? You can tell me both, or you can tell me one that stands out.
Oh, God.
I know.
Such an on the spot. I've gotten so much good advice over the years. I mean, I think like in line with going through hard times, I would say the only way out is through, is what people always said to me. And I've really held on to that one, just because instead of trying to sidestep any sort of pain or hardship you're going through, just feel it. And, you know, obviously as deep feelers, we kind of can't help ourselves but to feel it. But I still will find myself trying to sidestep pain at any moment. And so just holding on to, like, the only way out is through. If you need to cry, you need to beat up a pillow, whatever it is, do it so that you can get to the other side and become the better version of yourself that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. That's a good one. I actually put that in a song.
You did?
A month ago. Yeah.
We're so...
Same way, all the way. I love that. The reason for that, the only way out is through, is because, like, the feeling, the pain, whatever, it's going to come up eventually.
Yeah.
You can totally put it off, like, if you want, but it's going to come up, and it's going to, like, ricochet onto people around you if you're not like intentional about that healing. So the only way out is through, everyone. Any worst advice? Have you ever been given like terrible fashion advice, like in your as a
Sure.
style makeup person?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know that I feel like I've gotten like terrible advice other than just to like abandon myself to be something I'm not in
Yeah.
whatever capacity that looks like, you know. But anytime someone's told me that and I've sort of leaned in, it just blows up in my face. And so now I think the main thing coming from that is just really leaning into what I know to be true for me and my gut at all times.
Do that. I feel that. Do you have a guilty pleasure?
Oh yeah, The Real Housewives.
That's mine's The Bachelor. Or
Yeah, I went through a Bachelor phase and it's gotten so just like predictable to me. So I'm like, come on, guys, we got to shake this up a little bit.
always. I think that's why I like it now, though. It's like comforting to me. I'm one of those people with anxiety that's like, I like to watch the same thing over and over again because like I know what's gonna happen.
Exactly what to
Like
expect.
I can call it everything on that
Yeah.
show. Producers told them to do that. Oh, that
Yeah.
girl's going.
I've been super into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recently, and it's like such a weird like version of that show because I can't even tell you who I actually like on the show or anything like that, but they're so fascinating to me. So I just like I think I just really enjoy watching their interactions because I'm just fascinated. It's so bizarre. One of them's like married to her grandfather, like this weird.
I was gonna say, Salt Lake City feels like a random place to do housewives too.
Well,
But
it's a huge Mormon culture, so you learn a lot about that and what that looks like. And some of them have been kicked out of the Mormon church, so I'm learning a lot. It's very
scandalous.
educational.
You know what? You just made me want to watch that show. You just got a viewer.
Let me know what you think.
Hashtag ad for Housewives.
I'm not even being paid by Bravo, but I should be.
What the heck? Why? That doesn't make sense, but okay. What is one thing that you're grateful for from 2020?
Ooh, I think the biggest thing I've been grateful for was the downtime and just the stop. As hard as it was, it just kind of jolted me and it made me realize what I actually need in my life. You know, like the whole music industry sort of disappeared. And so a lot of my jobs just they're just gone. And it was super stressful. It still is, but it's also made me realize how much excess I just had in my life and the things that I just didn't actually even need. You know, I don't need all the clothes that I was buying. I don't need all the restaurants I was going to. I don't need all these things to just be happy. And I got time with my boyfriend and his kids that I would have just never gotten in a normal scenario. And so the quarantine world it was pretty great for us, honestly. It was just very enlightening and helped my relationships get stronger for sure.
That's so good. I'm finding a lot of people say like the positive thing that 2020 brought was like it showed them what really mattered. And same for me, like I realize like how self-sufficient I can be when like the gigs are and I can't go into the studio every day or whatever. It's like, all right, you have yourself and your phone. Figure out how to promote whatever you do.
Yeah. I mean, it made us all get really kind of just get out and figure it out. You just have to figure it out. And that's another thing to give you confidence is like, no matter what we're thrown, like we're going to figure it out and we're going to be okay at the end of it.
I love knowing I can figure it out. Like that's so, I'm like, I don't know why I really think I'm like, oh, I'm a baby. I don't know how to do anything. But it's like, well, yes, I do. I've never not figured out something that I had to figure out. So
right. And even if you don't know it now, like you'll learn it and you'll figure it out. So
learn things like past high school in my case. That's a thing. That's what 2020 taught me, even though this is your rapid fire question.
I'm glad to know that though.
At the 4, I'm like, but here's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's great. Listen.
I love it.
I want to know, is there a song or an artist that you can't live without?
My boyfriend would say Megan Thee Stallion.
I knew it. I was gonna guess Megan Thee Stallion. I was like,
help myself. It's so raunchy and dirty, and I love every second of it. And I will, anytime I have a second by myself without kids around, I am blaring that, dancing around.
Oh
It's
my
just
God.
my thing. She's my girl.
It's one of my favorite things about you. It's you don't think yourself disco queen immediately when you think Megan Thee Stallion, but then you see it, you're like, this makes sense. This is
Yeah.
actually very fitting.
Yeah, she kind of owns that like boss vibe that I think, maybe we all strive to just like have no apologies, whatever. And it's not necessarily ever going to be me. And so it's sort of fun to just pretend like it for a second and, just kind of lean into that. It reminds me of what Beyonce used to say about like her Sasha Fierce character, like it's like that. Like you just need that outlet of that person that's raunchy and says whatever she wants and puts everybody in place. But then that's not really you, but like for a minute, it's really fun to pretend.
And you can channel, like, you have that energy within you, so you can channel it when you listen. I think everybody should have a Sasha Fierce.
Yes, me too.
If you had an alter ego, or if you do have, what would you name her?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that once I said that. I don't even know.
I'm
going to have to pray about that and get back to you.
I think maybe mine would be like, I don't know why the name Ethel just popped into my head.
Ethel. That's so mix of bad bitch and golden girl.
It's really cool, girl, which like that's bad for sure. I don't know why my alter ego is an old woman, but it also makes.
Why wouldn't she be though?
I like to go to bed at night. I like, why not?
Betty White turned 99 today. Speaking of a bad bitch, she is hands down one of the coolest ladies ever. So maybe I'll be Betty. That's my alter ego.
Betty, good one. Betty and Ethel.
Betty and Ethel.
Taking over the world. That's going to be the caption of this when I save it.
Betty and Ethel.
Betty and Ethel talk life, love, and the pursuit of coffee.
Why not?
We're trying to cater to the senior community.
Absolutely.
It's live. I want to know, I guess I kind of already asked you this, but is there one thing, like a quick thing that you do for an instant confidence boost? Like maybe it's turning on Megan Thee Stallion or fucking spraying some of that rose water on your face. Anything like that?
I mean, definitely back in the day when I used to go places, I always got dressed to Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, whatever it is. Or if I have like a photo shoot or something I really need to pump myself up for, it's Megan Thee Stallion all the way. Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, it sounds weird, but just like deep breathing and meditation kind of just helps me get grounded. And so none of the stuff that I'm worrying about seems as important when I'm done with that. So I kind of start every day that way. And I have my little mantras that I say to myself. And I think that's just super important, just to remind yourself the affirmation piece of, because, like the critical voice in my head can get so mean and dark, and I just beat myself up. So if I can switch that mentality to say positive things to myself, starting my day especially, it usually sets the tone for the day.
Yes. So I do the same thing, but I'm like, dancing is my go-to. Like that's probably like surface level confidence boost. Like I feel like shit, but if I just start moving, like then all of a sudden, the happy chemicals or whatever happen. Deep breathing, I need to do that more because
gotta get that energy out too. Like bring the positive in, get the negative out.
Exactly. Like I feel connected with myself. And somebody just said, I love the energy is on here. What zodiac signs are we? What are you?
I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer sun and a Pisces moon, which is literally the two most feelingest signs there are.
No way.
I'm just like feelings all over the place. I'm just like vomiting feelings at all times.
flowing out of you, Pisces.
Flowing feelings at all times.
Aquarius, and then I want to say Aries, like rising or something.
Okay.
My other, I don't know if it's moon, but that's like another dominant one is Aries. But I feel like I don't know a ton about astrology. I just know that like Aquarius is supposed to be the sign that's like, oh, I'm different, like which I feel like the other Enneagram, like you've got the feelings, I've got the like I need to be different part of it. My zodiac. Oh, we have another Aquarius in there. Someone's a Pisces sun and a Cancer moon. Cool. I always like finding people's zodiac signs, but then like I don't have any information to back up the conversation, so it's kind of just like, what are you? What are you? Sick.
I think the pickup line for you. It's actually, I do a lot of work. I have an astrologer that I meet with, and it's so crazy how in line, you know, the things happening in my life and how I react to them are so based on those signs. So it's really like once you really start digging into it, it's fascinating.
I find it really fascinating every time I do, and I gather like little pieces of information that I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa. I learned something recently that was like, what's a rising? I don't know. Whatever I am in Aries, someone was like, your something sign has a lot to do with how you look. And I looked up all like celebrities that had the same like Aries placement as me, and like we all looked weird similar.
Really?
And I was
I didn't
like, all
know
right, there's
that.
yeah. I
That's
don't
crazy.
know other, but yeah, that's a fun thing to learn about. Good question, whoever asked
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, I just closed my book and now I need to make sure. I need to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Okay.
As though like we're never gonna no, dude, thank you so much for taking the time. Dude, I was so excited to have you on. Just like really fitting for sensitive bad bitch and fresh starts and life, love, and the pursuit of confidence. Everybody, if you don't follow Kelly, I don't really know what you're doing, but if you go follow her, follow me. It's like a better version of like what I'm trying to put out into the world. And make sure that you go click on the link in my story right after this, after I post this live, and make a donation to the community foundation to help the Nashville community. That would mean a lot. Well, I will let you get on with your night. Thank you so much for being a part of this with me. I really loved this conversation, and I hope to do it again soon.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me. Go sensitive bad bitches.
Thank you. Sensitive. Gotta stick together.
Yes, amen. Bye.
Bye. Hey, you guys, how great is she? How great was that? I feel so blessed by that conversation. I hope y'all got something out of it. I think her and I could probably just talk about what it's like to be a very deep feeling person for hours. I hope that y'all related. I hope that the right people tuned into this who can relate, because I know there's some people who don't live completely led by their emotions that might not understand, but I hope that yeah, I hope y'all got something out of it. That's what this series is for, and that's what this project, this batch of music that I missed it will be somewhere to watch. Yes, I'm gonna post it on my page as soon as we end here. But yeah, this whole next era of music for me is just about helping people to feel their feelings and feel empowered and being vulnerable. A lot of the music I'm putting out comes from a really confident place, and I hope it, when you hear it, it makes you feel confident, like you can take on the world. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's really confessional and personal and emotional. And I want you to know that like your emotions and your confidence aren't mutually exclusive. So I think Kelly has some great insight on that. I am going to post this on my page on the IGTV section as soon as I log out. So if y'all missed any parts of it or you want to go back, it'll be on my page, Bailey My Own. I like when you were talking about when you walk in the room and have to balance things out, like the vibes. Yes, yeah, the vibes. If y'all want to go reference any of this, go check out my page. Have a lovely Sunday evening. God bless you all. Go stream sober. Go stream Play With Me. Go get up to date on the new music, because there's a ton more coming at you. Like I said at the beginning of this live, get hip to the haps. That's why my alter ego is called Ethel, because I say things like that. It makes sense. Okay. Do you want to see my kitty again? Hey, baby kitty. Oh, he's sleepy. Say hi, baby. Say goodbye. He's like, who are you? What are you doing? You'll learn to love me. Oh, he's purring. What should I name him, guys? I'll stay on for another minute. Everybody, drop your name suggestions right now. He's a boy. He has beautiful blue eyes, but you can't see them because he's half asleep. It's okay. I don't actually know how to hold a cat. There you go. Hi, cutie. Hi, kitty. Music's best new duo. Randall? Benny? Patrick? Why are we giving Reginald? He's not, you guys, he's not an old man. Harvey? You don't hold cats, they hold you. He is holding me currently. Oh, he's a sweet boy. Oh, he's doing the cute little paw thing on the pillow. Steve, do we have any not like middle-aged man name suggestions for him? Sebastian. That's cute. That's the best one, but he doesn't give me a Sebastian energy.
Hi, I love you.
I was thinking about naming him Slime. Chip, Matt, Jazz, making bread. Yeah, he's doing the thing. Rocco. Okay, you guys, I know that you can't feel his vibes right now, so like I'm not taking it personally, but oh, he's a snuggle boy. Trying to get comfy. I think I'm gonna name him Slime, but I'll come back in. I'll check back with you and let you know if I think of anything else. Okay, sorry. Oh, I love you. You wanna get down? We're gonna end this live now. Thank you guys for meeting my kitty and listening to me and Kelly talk about emotions. Tune in next month to see who's on the next Fresh Start series. Goodbye.